Every single one of us has been on the brink of giving up at some point. Picture this. It's the end of yet another grueling day, and you're sitting there feeling the weight of the world crushing down on you. But here's a twist. Did you know that, historically, many of the greatest breakthroughs in life come shortly after these moments of sheer doubt and exhaustion? It's true, and it's a secret that Stoics have embraced for centuries. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Stoic philosophy to uncover powerful life lessons that help us stay strong, even when quitting seems like the only option. These aren't just tips. They are battle-tested strategies that teach us how to transform our lowest points into the foundations of our greatest achievements. Stick around, because you're about to discover how to harness your struggles to fuel your triumphs. Let's explore these transformative insights together, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see why every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. If you appreciate what we're doing here and want to support this journey, a simple, free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. Please don't skip any part of the video so you can fully embrace the transformative power of what we're about to dive into. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Embrace pain as your teacher. I know how that sounds. It's counterintuitive, right? Pain is something most of us are conditioned to avoid at all costs. But what if I told you that pain, in all its discomfort and intensity, holds invaluable lessons that nothing else in life could teach us? It's a tough concept to wrap our heads around, but it's a core tenet of Stoicism. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers known for their practical wisdom, didn't just endure pain. They embraced it as an essential part of their personal growth. They believed that facing pain head-on was not a test of suffering, but an opportunity to strengthen one's character and resolve. When you begin to see pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, your whole perspective shifts. Instead of running from it, you meet it with curiosity. What can this teach me? Think about the times you've been in pain, whether it was emotional heartache from loss or disappointment, or physical pain from pushing your limits. Reflect on how those moments forced you to confront realities you might have otherwise ignored. Pain strips away the superficial layers of our lives and reveals our true vulnerabilities and strengths. It pushes us to our limits and beyond, showing us that we are capable of enduring and eventually overcoming more than we often believe. For example, remember a time when you felt like everything was falling apart. Perhaps you faced personal failure or life threw an unexpected tragedy your way. The pain from those experiences was likely overwhelming, but in that intensity, there was clarity too, wasn't there? It forced you to look inward, to examine your values, your resilience, and your ability to adapt. It's not pleasant. It's not something we look forward to. But in its wake, we often find a renewed sense of self, a sturdier foundation upon which to rebuild. So when I say embrace pain, I don't mean seek it out or wallow in misery. What I mean is to acknowledge pain when it arrives and respect its role in your life as a harsh but effective teacher. Use it as a tool to fortify your inner strength. Let it refine you like fire refining gold. Stoicism teaches us that by altering our reaction to pain, by choosing to see the value in suffering, we can transform potentially crippling experiences into powerful lessons in endurance and resilience. Lesson 2. Solitude is power. In today's hyper-connected world, where being constantly on and plugged in is the norm, carving out moments for solitude can seem not just old-fashioned, but downright challenging. Yet here's where Stoicism brings us back to something profoundly simple, yet powerful. Stoicism teaches us the value of turning inward and how those quiet moments alone can be incredibly strengthening. Solitude isn't about loneliness or isolation. It's about intentionally stepping back to gain clarity and peace. It's in these quiet moments that we can truly reconnect with our deepest thoughts and feelings, away from the noise and demands of the outside world. When you allow yourself to step into solitude, you're not running away from the chaos. You're taking control of your inner landscape. You're giving yourself the space to think, to reflect, and to just be. For Stoics, solitude is an essential practice for self-reflection and self-sufficiency. It teaches us to rely on our own judgment and resources, reinforcing the idea that we have within us the strength to face any adversity. In solitude, you get to converse with yourself as deeply and honestly as you possibly can, confronting your true feelings and the dilemmas you usually avoid in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Think about the last time you really had a moment to yourself. What did it feel like? If initially it felt uncomfortable, that's natural. We're so accustomed to constant stimulation that silence can feel overwhelming. Yet, as you settle into the quiet, you might notice things you've been pushing to the back of your mind. Solutions to problems might emerge, or new creative ideas might spring forth. Solitude can be a powerful catalyst for creativity and problem solving. It gives you the room to think differently, to break free from the echo chamber of public opinion. In those silent moments, you're also building resilience. Solitude teaches you to enjoy your own company, to cultivate peace within rather than seeking it from external sources. This doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. Instead, it's about balancing your social interactions with periods where you focus on developing your own thoughts and reflections. Lesson 3. Let go of goals. Now, before you jump to conclusions, let me clarify what this means in the Stoic sense. It's not about abandoning all your ambitions or drifting aimlessly through life. Rather, it's about loosening the grip on rigid, hyper-specific outcomes that can often lead us to more frustration than fulfillment. Stoicism places a powerful emphasis on living in accordance with nature, which includes our own nature, our capabilities, circumstances, and the reality of our environment. The Stoics taught that while it's natural and necessary to set directions and have aspirations, becoming too attached to exact outcomes can make us vulnerable to disappointment and distress. They advised us to focus on what's within our control, our efforts and attitudes, rather than external results, which are often subject to forces beyond our grasp. Think about it. How many times have you set a precise goal only to find yourself stressed out by the pressure to achieve it, or crushed if things didn't go as planned? Stoicism doesn't want us to stop aiming high. Rather, it teaches us to detach our self-worth and inner peace from the achievement of these goals. When you let go of stringent goals, you open yourself up to experiences and successes you might never have imagined if you were strictly adhering to a predetermined plan. This doesn't mean you stop planning or striving for excellence, but it does mean you adopt a more adaptable, resilient mindset. Lesson 4. Seek challenges, not comfort. This lesson flips a common desire on its head, the desire for a comfortable life. In our quest for ease and security, we might miss out on the very experiences that forge the strongest parts of our character. Stoicism teaches us that real growth and the deepest fulfillment don't come from a life of comfort and ease, but from one that challenges us and pushes our boundaries. Embracing challenges instead of always seeking comfort is about making a conscious choice to step into situations that test our resilience and expand our capabilities. It's about understanding that comfort often equates to stagnation, while challenges propel us forward, helping us grow in strength and wisdom. Lesson 4. Seek challenges, not comfort. This lesson flips a common desire on its head, the desire for a comfortable life. In our quest for ease and security, we might miss out on the very experiences that forge the strongest parts of our character. Stoicism teaches us that real growth and the deepest fulfillment don't come from a life of comfort and ease, but from one that challenges us and pushes our boundaries. Embracing challenges instead of always seeking comfort is about making a conscious choice to step into situations that test our resilience and expand our capabilities. It's about understanding that comfort often equates to stagnation, while challenges can propel us forward, helping us grow in strength and wisdom. Think about the last time you really pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. Maybe it was learning a new skill, tackling a difficult project at work, or even standing up for what you believe in when it was easier to stay silent. Recall how alive you felt and how those experiences shaped you into a stronger, more capable person. Stoicism doesn't just accept the presence of challenges. It welcomes them as essential components of a fulfilling life. Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus emphasize that the difficulties we face are not merely obstacles, but opportunities. Opportunities to practice virtues like courage, perseverance, and adaptability. Each challenge offers a chance to prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we might think. And each victory, no matter how small, builds our confidence and fortifies our resolve. In practical terms, seeking out challenges might mean setting goals that scare you a bit, because they force you to stretch beyond what you think is possible. It might mean volunteering for a project that seems a little out of your depth, or embracing leadership roles when you usually shy away from the spotlight. It's about saying yes to opportunities that might initially make you uncomfortable, because you know they will help you grow. And let's be clear, seeking challenges is not about being reckless or putting yourself in harm's way. It's about intelligently expanding your boundaries and consciously choosing paths that test your abilities and beliefs. It's about cultivating a mindset that sees difficult situations not as threats, but as valuable lessons that are crucial for personal growth. By routinely stepping into challenging situations, you also build resilience. Life is unpredictable, and comfort can sometimes leave us ill-prepared for when things go awry. But if you're accustomed to facing and overcoming challenges, you're better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way. You become more adaptable, more innovative, and more resilient, qualities that are invaluable no matter your life's path. So, I challenge you, no pun intended, to reflect on how you can seek out challenges instead of settling for comfort. Embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, and like those diamonds, the most challenging experiences can produce the most valuable results in your life. Lesson 5. Detach from emotions. This might sound a bit stark at first. After all, emotions are a big part of what makes us human. But what we're diving into here isn't about suppressing or ignoring your feelings. Instead, it's about not letting those emotions dictate your actions or cloud your judgment. This is a profound Stoic practice that aims to foster clarity and strength in our lives. Stoicism teaches that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Our emotions, if left unchecked, can lead us to make impulsive decisions or become overwhelmed. That's why the Stoics emphasize the importance of observing our emotions without immediately reacting to them. By understanding our feelings and their triggers, we can choose responses that are in alignment with our values and long-term goals. Think about a time when anger, frustration, or fear dominated your reaction to a situation. Perhaps it led to words or actions you later regretted. Now imagine if you had taken a moment to step back and observe that emotion, to really understand why you were feeling that way, without immediately acting on it. That space between feeling and action is where Stoic wisdom lives. It's where we gain the power to decide how we want to proceed, guided by reason rather than raw emotion. Detaching from emotions doesn't mean you become robotic or uncaring. On the contrary, it means you're striving to engage with life in a way that is thoughtful and intentional. You acknowledge and respect your emotions, but you also keep them from steering the ship. This leads to a more balanced life, where you're not tossed around by the waves of feelings, but instead navigate through them with purpose and poise. In practice, detaching from emotions can start with simple mindfulness techniques. When a strong emotion arises, take a moment to breathe deeply and identify what you're feeling. Ask yourself, what's the source of this emotion? Is my reaction proportionate to the situation? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my principles? This kind of questioning can help you avoid knee-jerk reactions and make choices that you won't regret later. Moreover, by practicing emotional detachment, you'll find that you can face life's challenges with a clearer head. Challenges become less about how they make you feel and more about what they represent and how you can handle them. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering. It allows you to encounter setbacks and difficulties not as emotional upheavals, but as opportunities to apply your wisdom, courage, and resilience. So, I encourage you to try integrating this Stoic lesson into your daily life. Observe your emotions, understand them, but don't let them rule you. Over time, you'll find that this practice not only brings peace, but also enhances your ability to make decisions, maintain relationships, and pursue your goals with a steady heart and a clear mind. Lesson 6. Be your own advocate. This lesson is all about recognizing your worth and stepping up to assert it, especially in moments when it seems no one else will. It's about taking the reins and advocating for yourself, your needs, and your values. This isn't about arrogance or ego. It's about respecting yourself enough to make sure others respect you too. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-reliance and the power of being grounded in one's own virtues and capabilities. Being your own advocate means not waiting for external validation or expecting others to notice your contributions and reward them. Instead, it's about valuing your work and contributions enough to stand up for them and ensure they're recognized. It's also about setting boundaries and speaking up when something doesn't align with your values. Imagine you're at work and you've put your heart and soul into a project. When it's time for credit and recognition, you might feel hesitant to step forward. Perhaps it feels somewhat uncomfortable or boastful. However, advocating for yourself isn't about boasting. It's about honestly presenting your achievements and ensuring they're acknowledged. It's about being fair to yourself. If you don't communicate your value, you can't expect others to recognize it on their own. This Stoic approach helps mitigate feelings of resentment or being overlooked, which can fester when we don't take action to assert our worth. By being proactive in advocating for ourselves, we take control of our professional narrative and personal satisfaction. This means having tough conversations, asking for feedback, negotiating for better terms, or even standing up for your ideas in a meeting. Practically, this might start with small steps. Begin by acknowledging your achievements to yourself. Write them down if you have to. Look at them and let them sink in. Then, start articulating these achievements in your interactions. Practice expressing your thoughts in team meetings, share your successes in performance reviews, and be the first to volunteer for opportunities that align with your career goals. Being your own advocate also means protecting your time and emotional energy. It involves saying no to projects that don't align with your goals or infringe on your well-being. It's about recognizing when you're stretched too thin and need to step back, or when you need to push forward and take on new challenges that excite you and align with your personal growth. Moreover, Mastering self-advocacy is crucial not just in your career, but in every aspect of life. It builds a foundation of self-respect and strength, qualities that enable you to interact with the world in a more confident and directed manner. It helps you navigate life not as a passive participant, but as an active, engaged creator of your own destiny. So I urge you, start practicing being your own advocate. It's a Stoic lesson that reinforces not just career success or social acknowledgement, but enriches your overall sense of self-worth and agency. When you advocate for yourself, you're not just claiming what you deserve, you're also teaching others how to treat you, setting a standard for interactions based on mutual respect and integrity. Lesson 7. Embrace the Stoic way. Embracing Stoicism isn't just about adopting a few philosophical points. It's about allowing these principles to permeate your life, transforming how you interact with the world around you. It's a call to live intentionally, with wisdom and resilience at the forefront of all you do. Stoicism is more than just a philosophy, it's a practical toolkit for living a more contented and effective life. By embracing the Stoic way, you commit to a path of constant personal growth and self-improvement. You learn to accept what you cannot change, while vigorously acting on what you can influence. It's about recognizing that while our emotions and reactions are natural, they do not have to control us. We can choose rationality and calmness in the face of life's chaos. Think about how often our peace is disturbed not by actual events, but by our opinions and reactions to these events. Stoicism teaches us to dissect these reactions, understand them, and then respond with reason rather than impulse. This way of living doesn't diminish the richness of our emotional lives, but enhances it by giving us clarity and control, allowing us to experience emotions without being enslaved by them. Embracing the Stoic way means cultivating virtues like courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom, qualities that enable us to live fulfilling and honorable lives. It involves daily practices and reflections that help sharpen our character and guide our actions. For instance, keeping a journal where you reflect on your day, the decisions you made, and how they align with your Stoic principles can be incredibly enlightening. It's a method to hold yourself accountable and continuously strive toward being the best version of yourself. Moreover, Stoicism teaches resilience in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably throw challenges our way, and embracing the Stoic way prepares us to meet these challenges with a calm demeanor and strategic thinking. It empowers us to view obstacles as opportunities to test our virtues and grow stronger from the experience. This perspective shift is profoundly liberating, as it turns the trials of life from something we dread into something we greet as a chance to prove our mettle. So, as we wrap up our exploration of these Stoic lessons, I encourage you to truly embrace the Stoic way. Let it be more than just an intellectual exercise. Make it a living, breathing part of who you are. As you apply these principles to your daily life, you'll notice a transformation not just in how you handle problems, but in how you perceive the world around you. You'll find greater peace, a deeper sense of purpose, and a resilient joy that persists even in the face of life's ups and downs. Remember, every day gives us a new canvas, and these lessons are your tools to paint a life of resilience, wisdom, and fulfillment. Thank you for taking the time to explore these Stoic insights with me here at Stoic Journal. If you found these lessons valuable, check out the suggested video on your screen for more ways to integrate Stoicism into your daily life. Thank you for being a part of this community. Keep growing, keep challenging yourself, and continue to embrace the Stoic way.